What's going on, guys? Welcome to the United Stand. This is United Talk, the transfer edition. Here with my two guys, Saeed and Nordin. What's going on, guys?
Peace, people.
First things first, we want to send our thoughts and prayers to Daniel James's dad, who passed away sadly today.
And the whole family, man. His whole family.
He was meant to join United. I think he still is, but the deal has been put on hold. He's withdrawn from the Wales squad as well. Sad news, man. Nobody wants that to happen to anyone.
No. Condolences to all his family, man, and all the friends as well, man. It's heartbreaking, isn't it? Your son's about to join one of the biggest clubs in the world, but then, you know what? Sometimes life, happens, and then that just puts football in the back burner, innit? Yeah. Life, human life is more important than football.
Exactly. Saeed?
Can only echo what Nordin said, man. Condolences to his family. You know what I mean? Sad time. You know what I mean? Football goes out the window. And stuff when you hear stuff like that. And yeah, man, it's condolences to his family. You know what I mean? Rest in peace. And yeah, man, like Nordin said, man, it's going to be the proud moment to see. You know what I mean? Your son, who's come back, come from the lower leagues. You know what I mean? Made it to Manchester United. Made it. You know what I mean? And it's a sad state of affairs, but hopefully, you can go stronger from this. And yeah, just like I said, man, condolences to his family, man.
All right, Nordin, you've got a special message for Ollie.
I've more of a plea. Right, so
go ahead, he's listening to you.
The massive expectations that come out, not about every player in the world we're linked with, obviously, that's obvious because we're Man United and that's the industry itself, but the idea that Ashley Young is club captain for next season, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, you are going to define your time and how much time you have at Man United by just 3 players, right? Ashley Young, Smalling and Jones, right? You're going to be defined by those 3 players. And if we see them in the first game of the season, right, those 3 in the back 5.
So it says we will.
Yeah, it's going to be madness. So please understand this. I'm your biggest backer here, man. I'm on flip-flop watch daily, right? You know me. I think you could do this. I think you're the right man to do this. You know what? I can't wait to go and see you on Sunday to see, you can roll back the years for us. But please understand this. We need to put those 3 players aside. Matthijs as well while he's there. Genuinely, right? Yeah. But Ashley Young cannot be club captain. I like what Ashley Young does. He's a good old pro, but he's gone. He's gone. And he's one of those players, the top level players, they know when they've gone, when they're done. You know what? They know when they're done. My plea is he cannot be captain. He cannot be club captain. He cannot be anywhere near the first team next season. Neither is Jones, neither is Smalling.
Well, let's hope he heard you there. Obviously, guys, you know the drill. Same as last week.
Yeah, man.
We're going to talk about the players we've been linked with in the past week.
You sure we got the time?
Enquiries FC, man. Enquiries FC, man. Listen, I don't want to see Twitter again, man. The amount of players we've been linked with is an absolute joke, man.
It's mad, isn't it? Like, we linked with literally everyone.
It got to the point where we linked with Streetman. 10 years later, man. 10 years later.
Bring Wesley Sneijder, man.
Where's Wesley Sneijder, bro?
Gaitan. Bring the whole lot of them, man.
So at the end of the players, we're going to give them a rating each. And just give your opinions on it. So we're going to start off with the guy we've been linked with for how many weeks now? Matthijs de Ligt. Apparently United are working very hard to try and get him. They've made an improved bid.
30 million.
Giving him a salary of 40 million a year, trying to get him to United that way. And they're just waiting on his response. What are your thoughts on that?
It's crazy, man. Obviously, top quality. You can see that. You can see top quality. But it's sad. The sad state of affairs. United are scrambling that we have to pay 13 million. 13 million. I was just testing it out. It's 250k a week, man.
Yeah, 250 a week.
250k a week. 19 years old. It's absolutely crazy. Barcelona know their limits, but for me, United are in that mode here where we need to get him. He is of that level. It was him or Koulibaly. But right now, Napoli are holding on for Koulibaly, and rightly so. They're keeping one of their star players, and rightly so. But De Ligt right now have to be all MB for me. If we don't get him, and then we end up like with, I don't know, Johnny Evans again or something like that. Do you know what I mean? De Ligt is what United ticks all the boxes. 19 leader.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You see him at the Ajax thing when it was an absolute leader.
When he was talking to the crowd.
You know what I mean? He's a monster. You can only get better for me. You know what I mean? He's at the right age. Him and Lindelof. Imagine them two. You know what I mean? One that can bring the ball in. One that's an absolute warrior. He could turn into our new Vidic, man. You never know.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But for me, man, this has to be a dead certainty. I don't know in terms of how I'm gonna give it in terms of scale, but listen, mate, if we don't get this guy, honestly, mate, I think we've massively fallen, because I don't think we'll get Koulibaly. I think Napoli are going to hold out to the last minute, and they're going to say to us, all right, then, have we got 110 million? You know what I mean? I don't know how much De Ligt's going to cost us. Maybe around about 80 million, I reckon. That's what I'm hearing right now. Yeah. But for me, man, De Ligt has to be an option. Yeah. It has to be an option. It can't be to a point where, you know, we've gone for it, and then, listen, Barcelona come at the end and then say, oh, the size of their club, they've come in and said, you know what, why don't you join us, man? We're going to be winning Champions League. We're going to be winning that. And then United come in the end and they try and grab them by money. That's what we are. We're throwing them with money. Yeah. They're not coming to us because of Man United. They're coming to us because you can get 30 million a year. Yeah. He won't get that at Barcelona. And Barcelona has stick to their loyals, stick to their philosophy of, you know what I mean? They stick to their, you know, Messi's on that level. No one else can really go above that. And rightly so, you know what I mean? But for me, De Ligt has to be an absolute priority.
How much are you giving it out of 10?
I'm giving it about 7 out of 10.
7? Yeah. All right. Nordin, what are your thoughts on Matthijs de Ligt?
Unless he's a Man United fan, unless he's a guy who watched Premier League football and understands the history of Man United and knows, you know, our potential and the size of the club and the fans, you know, the reach of Man United around the world, and he wants to be part of that, he's not going to come to Man United. He's using us to get more money out of Barcelona. Let's get this straight, right?
And obviously his agent, for those who don't know, is Raiola, and we know how much he loves money.
Well, the only thing that where it might be a possibility, I think the player is literally using us to get more money out of Barcelona, but the actual crux of it, when it comes to agents, that's where it comes to it. The problem is agent fees. Barcelona are not willing to pay the astronomical money that Raiola wants as a part of the agent fee. And come on, guys, we know Raiola loves that dough. I mean, he bought Al Capone's house in Miami. Al Capone's house, villa, not house, villa, right? So he needs to keep the lights on in that villa, mate. It's over. I don't know, acres of land. He needs to keep the lights on. That's the only thing that gives me slight hope that Man United can splash the cash on Raiola. Literally, splash the cash on Raiola, and then we get De Ligt. That's how madness football is.
It is now. This modern time of football.
Yeah, but if you were him, if any of us were De Ligt, we had no association with Man United. Are you mad? You would go to Barcelona with your boy. You know what I mean? Your boy's already there.
With the young.
You know what I mean? He's there. You're going to play one of the greatest players in history. You're going to play an iconic club like Barcelona. Yeah. You're going to be paid handsomely. And the other thing, because I you know what? Twitter's, like you said, driving me crazy. So I'm literally researching and diving deep into the articles. So we got Dutch journalists, obviously Raiola is in Italy, an Italian agent. I'm reading the articles from Barcelona. I'm looking at everything, and the crux of it seems like Barcelona have also said they've sold everything to him and said, you're going to play with Messi, you're going to be an iconic club, you'll be one of the great, you'll be a future captain of Barcelona. But they've said, we can't guarantee you first team straight away. So I know that obviously they've got PK, they've got other mans there, but he's better than what they've got. He's there to replace PK in the long term, isn't he? And apparently he's worried about that. So those two little give me that hope that he might think, you know what, somebody can persuade him. Somebody, Edwin van der Sar can just, give that nod and say, you know what, Man United will be a rebuild, but this is the best club for you. Yeah. And we know Dutch players, you know what I mean? We've had Dutch players since the 80s, you know what I mean, 90s. Dutch players do well at United, you know what I mean? Dutch players do, and we've got massive fan base as well in Holland, so so hopefully he comes. At this moment in time, I'm giving it a 5.
All right, moving on to the next player, Tanguy Ndombele. A guy that you love.
I love him, man. I want him into United side. What I've seen of this guy in the French league, man, it's unbelievable. The ball recoveries, the way he can play and he can defend. I like that. I like a person who could do a bit of both. I don't want someone like stagnated. Like I liked Herrera, but for me, is what he would do with the ball. He didn't have much assist, didn't have much goal threat. You know what I mean? And Ndombele's got that. You know what I mean? He's got the key passes. I've seen the stats of him this season. The key passes he's made. You know what I mean? Yes, people can say the French league is not the best league in the world. You know what I mean? But he is what we need right now. We need that kind of person that can play like a Kante type, you know what I mean, that can play as well, that can run around, you know what I mean, that can help Pogba if he comes, you know what I mean. And we need that kind of person. We haven't had that in a while, man, you know what I'm saying. And if Herrera goes, that's, you know what I mean, that we need that another person. We don't need like Matthijs and Fellaini. We've had too many midfielders that have been static, that can only do one thing and they can't do another thing, you know what I'm saying. And Man United have always been like that. I want Fred to be that person, but you know what I mean, we've always got to look better, man. Every single team, they look better. They always think one step ahead. They always think, what can I do better, man? You know what I'm saying? So that's what Man United got to do, man. So for me, I'm giving it, you know what, I don't know the concrete, is it concrete enough for me? It's for United fans, they want it, but is it concrete enough? He could just use it again for a new deal at Lyon and become their highest paid player. But does he see himself going to the United League? Of course he wants to come. He wants to come to the United, But is it possible for Man United? Are they firmly interested, or have they got their sights set up for other things? So for me, I think it's 50-50. So I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10.
5 out of 10 for Ndombele. What about you?
Yeah, he's definitely a talent. He's somebody that I think at Man United, like I said, to me, I look through our history. We've had Silvestre, we've had Evera, we've had the King. You know what I mean? French kind of players really defined us to certain times of Man United history. So he would be a player for me that I think he's got the energy. The most important thing I look at when I look at midfielders is look at the energy. Is he got that tenacity? Can he get about the pitch? Can he stick a tackle in? Is he decent on the ball? And he is way better than Matthijs or anything that we've got. You know what I mean? And he's a quality footballer. So even to me, that might even soften the blow. Let's say if we were to lose Pogba, we would get somebody like Bruno Fernandes and let's get him to be the player, get him to be the guy who's two holders or one that can do it all, and one just up the pitch like Bruno Fernandes who can create up that pitch. So he would be for me. But it's just madness what's coming out of the Lyon. You know what? So in France, everybody knows the Lyon guy like as a madman, right? The Lyon chairman.
Yeah, the chairman. Yeah.
Yeah, he's an absolute madman.
Yeah.
But he's linking him to Paris Saint-Germain and saying Juventus.
And Juventus, that's what I heard as well.
And I'm just like, listen, man. It's like,
and he's linking him to Juventus because obviously Pjanic used to play for Lyon, and he went on to play for Juventus, and he's been a success so far. So he's saying that there's a good relationship between Juventus and Lyon. So he'd prefer him to go to Juventus.
Yeah, but the madness is that by also doing that, what he's doing is starting a bidding war, isn't he?
Yeah, definitely.
So is who can afford him. So to me, our transfer this season either has to be we're getting unknown young players on the up, or we get players that are well known, like the De Ligts, like the Ndombeles.
Yeah.
And we then have to go and splash the cash. But then, and even when we splash the cash, do we know it will really work? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's here and there. Here and there. For me, I'm giving it a 5.
All right, 5 for Ndombele. On to the next one. I'm going to start with you, Nordin. Antoine Griezmann.
No, thank you.
Simple as that.
That was simple.
That man is absolutely embarrassing.
Apparently, do you know what? Apparently, he was going to do. You know that documentary he did last year?
Yeah, exactly.
Apparently, he was going to do a part 2, but then the club just told him to do a simple video. Just told him to do a simple video to say that he's leaving. Wow. I mean, that's ridiculous, man. No, and even the likes of Xavi said that documentary he did last year hurt the Barcelona dressing room because they were certain that he was going to come to Barcelona.
Yeah. So people are moaning about Pogba being on Instagram, and people are moaning about Lingard being on Instagram, and
he's the biggest.
This man has got a production company.
A whole one hour documentary. I'm telling you, I watched it. Yeah, I watched it. I remember it good. I watched it a whole hour, and it's in the last 2 minutes that he said, "I'm staying."
No wonder.
Listen, I think there's a connection between him and PK. Didn't he do a video for PK or something. He did something for PK, and him and PK are kind of close. I think he's Barcelona. At the end of the day, I think he's the same. He's using Man United and the links to Man United, whoever his agent, just putting it out there. We're linked with every player to get more money out of the clubs that they're going to, or the players who are up for contract renewal. Yeah. That's who we are. That's who we are. We are that sitting there because we know we're monks, because the way we are run and that mismanagement is a joke. Yeah. So players, agents, journalists use us all to try to up that money, right? But to me, it's 2 years too late. Yeah. What could have been if he would have come at the time that where we were that close to getting him? If he would have come, had that number 7 shirt, nobody knows. You know what I mean? And his brother, where's his brother now? Still teasing us on Twitter?
Yeah, what is it?
You know what I mean? It's a joke, man. We are the absolute laughing stock of it all, but to me, I give it a 0.
Well, wow. That's pretty clear from him. What about you, Saeed?
Nah, not for me, man. I just don't see how he fits in United, how he fits in the football. You know what I mean? I've seen, people like saying, if he can get the chances that Lukaku and Rashford's had, he will bury them away. Yeah. But for me, I just think it's too little too late. You know what I mean? And like Lordy said, he's going to use us for money. You know what I mean? There's no connection there. There's no, you know what I mean? I just don't see it. I don't want him to be the last resort. Yeah. Like, he wants to go there, retirement home. He's 28 now, that's his retirement home. You know what I mean? He'll get all the money he can get, and then at the end, when it doesn't work, he'll fuck off to China. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so for me, man, I don't want it to happen, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't want it to happen, and I don't think it's what United need now. I don't think it's what United... You see what happens with Sanchez. Look at Sanchez, you know what I mean? Big money move, and then now it's created a disarray in the camp, you know what I mean? It's caused aggravate, it's caused people that, I'm on that wage. And Griezmann's going to do that. He's going to be on the biggest wage, yeah? You know what I mean? And then what's going to happen to other players? Other players are like, you know what, man? This guy's come here. I've been here grafting. You know what I mean? Big plays so well, yeah? And this guy's just come along and he's saying, you know what? I'll take the last money. Big money before my career ends, you know what I mean? For me, I like him as a player, but how many goals? I've seen the stats, man. He scored 21, 20. It's not been big numbers, man. Do you know what I mean? It's for the last 4 or 5 years. He's not a prolific goal scorer. You know what I'm saying? He's a player every team would want. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. But for me, it's not what United are eating now. So I'm going to give him a 3. I don't think he's going to come to United.
Okay, let's move on to the next ones very quickly, guys. Joao Felix.
He's the fantasy, innit? He's the dream, innit? He's got that kind of... certain players have this certain technique. They got that certain just spark. Yeah. That kind of... You look at him and think, look at this boy. Effortless. Things that he does with that left peg, you know what I mean? It's just effortless, linking the play. I think it's the wrong time, though, for Man United. I think he's more of a Barcelona and Real Madrid kind of player. And he would be the kind of guy to go. So I'll be shocked if he came to United. But all I can say is... Felix, look what we did with Ronaldo. Look what we made Ronaldo to be. You know what I mean? We will give you that platform. You will still play in red. You know what I mean? Yeah. So come to OT, man. He's the type of player for me where when he gets the ball, the whole, wherever section of the stadium you're in, everybody's standing up. Yeah. You know.
How much out of 10?
Yeah. Unfortunately, I say a 3. If Ed Woodward can pull this off, I don't know what I will do to Ed Woodward.
Give him a statue.
Nah, definitely not, man. You're mad. Nah, but for me,
Felix.
I think it's the wrong time for me. I just don't see... You know what it is, yeah? It's sad how we're talking about he shouldn't come to United because of the club where we are. Yeah. You say that about when it's Sir Ferguson era. He would have been a perfect fit under the mould of United's legacy, Ronaldo, what we've done with that. But because United... where we are right now, we can't afford to spend 100 million, and that's how much it costs apparently. 100 million on one player, 19 years old. You know what I mean? Unproven in the Premier League. You know what I'm saying? Yes, he's done it in the Portuguese league, but you don't get roughed about down there. You know what I mean? It's not cold nights. You know what I mean? It's not all these factors. Yeah.
He's got technique though. He's got technique. You can be roughed about. Silva, look at Silva. Look at Bernardo Silva. Come on, man. They played in the French league, and that's like a pub league. You know what I mean? Everybody talks about. So to me, it's not about that. It's that 100 million, and you would get at least 7 or 6 years out of him all day long, man.
But then you got Ashley Young playing for us at right back. We haven't got Kyle Walker.
Joao Felix is watching United going, huh?
Nah, mate. I'm going to give it a 3 out of 10.
3 out of 10. Next one, very quickly, Gareth Bale.
You know what? He is
another retirement home, mate. No, absolutely no. I'm going to end it right here. 0 out of 10, mate. I don't want him at the club.
Fair enough.
You know
very
what?
clear
You know what? Obviously, straight away I'll be like, no. But then, I've been thinking and I've looked into it. Listen, let me finish.
No, Nuruddin, no. I know what you're saying. Nah, man, we don't want another merchant to come. Another mercenary, man. He's a mercenary.
Let me make the point, man, right? He is Ed Woodward's fantasy player, isn't he? He's been trying to get him. He's been trying to get him for the past 3-4 seasons, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's on Gareth Bale, man. Literally, honestly, he's that. You walk in the bar and you see this beautiful, beautiful person you're attracted to, and you know what I mean, and you'll just keep like that, and they're like, no, I've got a partner, I've got a boyfriend, I'm not, and he's just like, he's writing poems, writing songs, singing outside his bedroom window, doing that Romeo Juliet tactics. This is what he's going to come to. If we were to get him on loan, Real Madrid are paying his wages, and we'd
basically be getting him on a free.
Yeah, so to me, on a free, even though my biggest thing is that he is a guy who's always injured. But if you telling me, give me him, like, that left foot still wonders, you know, that left foot. Listen, Sanchez is a mercenary in a different way, but I would think that he wouldn't. I think, to me, if we go to get Bale on a free, Bale will have a massive point to prove, because Real Madrid, did you see that? Did you see that there was 300,000 people voted? 90% of them are so about 300,000 people, Real Madrid fans voted. 90% of them said, get him out now.
Wow.
So what does that tell you? They want him out. So to prove them wrong, to prove Real Madrid wrong, to stick it to Zidane, come